Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the St. Clair College Sportsplex, the site of the OCAA 2022 Women's Final Four Basketball Tournament. We're into the medal games tonight. Two great, outstanding games for you coming here this evening on We Digital Productions. First game is for the bronze medal. It features the Niagara Knights taking on the Algonquin Wolves. Looking for a great matchup here. The Wolves again hit by the COVID bug. Even the head coach, Jamie McLean, has had to go home as he tested positive for the COVID virus. We wish Coach McLean well, a speedy recovery. That's just a sign of the times, folks. So hopefully we can get it all together and get through this together. But for now, we're going to enjoy some great OCAA basketball. Justin Prince is at the desk. He's set to go. He'll give you the starting lineups and the call of the first quarter as we continue our coverage of the OCAA 2022 Women's Final Four Tournament. Justin?
Thank you so much, Dom, as we are just about moments away from the start of history. A chance for a bronze medal in 2022. My name's Justin Prince. Welcome to tonight's action here on We Digital Productions. Let's start things off by looking at the starting lineups. It's the same starting group for the Algonquin Wolves, who lost against St. Clair yesterday. Sydney Moore will be starting alongside. Rounding out the five, Hurst and Lyons. There is a small change for Niagara after their improbable comeback to reduce a 26-point deficit to within 4 at the lowest mark in the fourth quarter. Russo, Harrison, Holtink, Bell will start alongside Jessica Bosma, who had a stellar fourth quarter play down in the low post for the night. Both teams just about moments away from the opening tip here in Windsor, Ontario. This is the OCAA bronze medal game. We're underway from Windsor. Niagara immediately starts off with a cut inside for the bucket. Holtink quickly with the first points of the game and quickly to the press. Quickly stolen away. Quickly drove in for the bucket. Bell. 4-0 run to start for Niagara in the first 20 seconds. Full court press once again sets up. Moved ahead now. Offensive set of the game. They struggled in the first quarter against St. Clair. Just 4 points in that frame, shooting 13% then. Looking to prevent that today. The drive inside of the Euro, no good. Second chance picked up off the rebound. Pass back out with the fresh 14 to work with. Back inside. Basket, no good. Rebound picked up by Bell once again. About 1 minute into the first quarter play here on We Digital. Justin Prince with you for the OCAA Women's Basketball Bronze Medal game for 2022. Bell for three, no good. Rebound picked up this time by Hurst. Hurst, one of the impact players for this team, rebound-wise, 9 boards yesterday against St. Clair. Moore, running point guard, moves it outside to Lyons for the long jump shot, no good. To the right, picked up under the glass by Niagara as Niagara looking to keep the pressure and tempo high. Move back down low. Bosma. 1-on-1 back outside to Bell. She cuts to the paint. Bell with the right hand bounces it in. That's 4 points so far for Alexis Bell from St. Catharines, Ontario. Full court pressure once again sets up. Broken again by Hurst. Hurst off to Moore. More known for her shooting ability in the regular season, went ice cold in the semis yesterday. Draws the whistle. First 2 free throws coming up. The first team foul by Niagara. This time the personal called in the direction of Holtink. Yesterday at the free throw line, Algonquin combined to shoot 9 for 12. Moore went 2 for 3. Scored 8 points in that one. 3 assists, 2 steals. But had 7 turnovers for the normal shooting guard for this team that has been hampered due to protocols. Second one's good. And Algonquin's on the board at the free throw line. Just past 2 minutes in. 6-2 run still for Niagara early. Russo. Looking left, moves back outside for Bosma. The jump shot doesn't draw iron and bounces its way towards the stanchion. For those who watched yesterday's matchups in the preliminary rounds to find out who would make it to what games on Medal Day, Niagara, remember, came back from a more than 20-point deficit. 24-9 was their advantage. And now by more. Algonquin starting to pick up the tempo here. Looking to respond back as they get the bounce for Hurst. Hurst, low post, contested, no good. Second chance picked up. Tossed up again, tries to tap it back. Instead, Bosma there for the rebound. Past 3 minutes into the first quarter. Back down low once again for the shot. Bounces its way in. Whistle called on the contact. And that will quickly draw a inbound from the side for the first time. Foul going the way of Liso. First team foul for Algonquin registered. Outside, Russo. Jump shot off the side of the backboard. Algonquin picks up the tempo. Gonna bounce it now, Moore. Moore looks left to the corner for three. Hits the top of the backboard itself and bounces its way back on down for the rebound for Bell. So far, Niagara looking for a chance to pull away by more than the single possession. Bell looking for the jump shot. Can't get it. After the strong Niagara start, things slowing down, shooting for them. Algonquin picking it up. Moore finds some space, open running for the contested layup. No good. Liso not able to drain that one over top. The forward down low. Working around his Bell once again, calling for traffic. Low post battle. Triple team in the paint. The shot contested again, no good. And again picked up by Lions on the board. Lions yesterday, 13 points, 6 rebounds for Algonquin. One of their top players at the point spot, the post spot throughout the season. Meanwhile, travel called, back the other direction. For the first time today, substitutions will come into play as Madison Robert, who's seen a fair bit of playing time, now comes onto the floor. 23 minutes she played yesterday, picked up 12 rebounds along with 8 points in the Algonquin loss. Approaching halfway quickly through this first quarter. 10 combined points so far, Niagara up by 2. Bosma hands it off to Russo. Russo cutting left. Russo, layup, no good. Bounced around for the second chance. Russo again gets it for the reset. Back outside, contested jump shot. Just beats the shot clock. Third chance, no. Fourth chance, again down low, no. Fifth chance, nearly ripped down. Instead, Moore bounces it the wrong way. Niagara ball. And turnovers were a major issue at times for Algonquin yesterday. 18 turnovers against St. Clair, majority of which came in the first quarter, but 8 of them in that frame. 2 total team turnovers. Jump shot no good from Niagara. Here comes Algonquin again. Lions going post. Looking to move it back out. A chance to try and find space. Robert back along for the jumper. Lions rejected. Deflected down that time by Harrison, the first team player for the division. And that one goes out of the reach of one of her counterparts for that squad in Rousseau. Inbound coming from the side as an error substitution comes on in. And keep an eye on Molly Taylor, who now jumps in at number 6. She was somebody who came off the bench yesterday, was a part of helping get some momentum in the third quarter to keep it stabilized before that fourth quarter run. Niagara was able to build up 10 points, 12 rebounds off the bench. Whistle drawn for another whistle. Now they'll reset things with 17 still on the shot clock for the inbound. No personal on the call. Now pass back down low to Hurst. Hurst working top of the paint. Now in with the left hand. Ties it up at 6. Libby Hurst starting to build up the buckets. Niagara to respond. Grazes the front of the rim. Another offensive board, but stripped away by Lions. Moved up at a quicker tempo now by Algonquin. Kick down to Hurst again. First year post player. Works with the left hand off the front of the rim. Out of bounds. They say a last touch. Niagara Algonquin basketball. As Lisa will come back in, the first year student from Ottawa. This time going small ball with Lions out for her first breather of the day. Keep in mind, when it comes to Algonquin, they are looking for their first medal since 2014-15. They won the bronze that year. This is a program that at one time had won 4 consecutive golds. The start of the 2010s. No good on the shot from Moore. All this is while Niagara is looking for their second gold in the Christopher Rayo era. Last time they won it was in his first season, 2018-19's campaign. Back outside, 9 on the shot clock after the initial miss. Russo moves it out for Bell. Bell looks to size up Moore. 2 in the shot clock. Throws it up. Can't get the bounce. Picked up with the box out attempt by Robert. Just gets out of the double team. Moore picks up the tempo once more. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first. Moore inside. Draws the contact. And offensive foul for Moore. First of her game today. The second-year player from Arn Pryor, Ontario. Now bringing in their substitution on in Mitchell. You take a look at Algonquin's bench. One thing to note is the coach of the year for the East Division, Jamie McLean, not taking part in today's action due to protocols. Jeff Heath, who made his way to the team to assist them with this tournament today for this week, has come out of retirement for this action as the whistle drawn. On the post play by Niagara. This time, on the up and under, Moore in the vicinity. And Moore will come off. Rather, check that. Is Robert. But in terms of that mark, he is a coach based in Ottawa who has experience at the OY's BA level. First free throw, no good. Meanwhile, for Niagara, yesterday, they went 3 for 8 from the charity stripe. Second was good. 7-6 Niagara. Under 3 minutes to go. Moved up quickly now by Algonquin, but kicked out of bounds by Niagara off of Russo. Lions will come back on in, bring size for return with Cesar coming out. Still 17, still on the shot clock. Work with for Algonquin. Most of the weekend they have focused mainly on their interior attempts for a team that averaged 31% from out beyond the arc in the regular season. Moore looking to find a way in. 11 on the shot clock. Contested layup, no good. Second chance again, ripped down. Move back for reset for Robert. Robert takes it right back into the same spot and gets deflected out. And that set of an error inbound with 8 still on the shot clock. Moved on in for Lions. Lions. Low post gets poked away. Russo brings it up. Russo gives it to her right for the 3. It's good! Tyron Mitchell, who started yesterday's game, starts her scoring with the 3 and a steal right back. Here comes Niagara. Back out to Russo. Cutting inside through 3 defenders off the side of the rim. Lions able to rip down the rebound. 2 minutes to go in this first quarter here on Weed Digital. Moore. Trying to set things up for the pick and fade. Gets stolen away again. Russo again. Looks for numbers. Goes contested. Draws contact to go to the line to shoot 2. And Moore now has 2 personals. Next one will put Niagara into the bonus. more changes being triggered for Hurst as well as Cesar in. So this, again, will bring Russo to the line, who is one of the team's top scorers, second in points per game. In fact, in the regular season, just 54% during the campaign from the stripe, though. First one does drop to extend the gap up to 5. Second one's good. The first-year player from Welland, Ontario. Extends the gap up to 6. Trying to find some space. Algonquin, and now a reach. And now a whistle. And it's signaled for 2 free throws. Algonquin personal. So with that, see if that gets the full clarification. Now they're looking to discuss to make sure if that will be offensive or defensive on the possession. They have now taken the foul off the board, and they have reversed the call. Call is reversed. Algonquin ball. So they've reversed the call and called it on Jessica Lixie from Mississauga, Ontario, as now the Wolves have a chance to trim back down to at least 4. 90 seconds to work with in the first quarter. Move back towards the top of the paint. 2 on the shot clock with a right hand draws contact. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Liso to the strike for the first time. Mitchell's first, but the team's third coming in right there. And with this trip, this brings Liso, who averaged in the regular season about 75% from the free throw line. That coming with 2 starts and her 8 appearances during the campaign. 1 for 3 yesterday, 1 for 2 on this trip. Picked up by Niagara. As they look to keep the pedal to the metal. Moved on the outside again. The cut. The basket. Good inside. Taylor. Taylor again showing that strength throughout this entire tournament. Moved up now for Hurst. Swung around once again. Liso. Tries to get the screen. The roll in for Robert. Gets rejected. Here we go again for Niagara. Russo. Once again fast break. Finding the outside shot. No good. Missed by Mitchell. Rebound by Algonquin. Moved up inside. Off the left hand and out of bounds off of Liso. So no, not able to hold on to that one. And back the other direction for his substitution, which will bring in Mia Wang from Taiwan, the 5th-year eligible player. Will come in for Russo, who's had a strong start to this one defensively with multiple steals. But with 32 seconds to work with and his 7-point advantage, Niagara looking to end the quarter strong. Move back up top, 10 on the shot clock. Alexi, over to Wang. 3 in the shot clock, on the bounce, the drive, the bounce. Holtink puts it in, shot clock is off. Algonquin tries to get it in, they do. They had a couple 5-second violations off inbounds yesterday. 3 seconds to work with. And not able to get a shot off as that ends the first quarter. 16-7 is the advantage so far for Niagara over Algonquin. After 1 quarter of play, you're watching We Digital for OCAA women's basketball action. It's the bronze medal game from Windsor.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Good evening, sir. Where are you coming from?
I was just at a buddy's watching a game.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight?
I had a couple beers.
Thanks. Can I ask you to step out of the vehicle, please?
How many drinks does it take to impair your ability to drive safely? Having even just a few casual drinks can impair your driving ability to the point that you could lose your license for at least 3 days or more.
Hi, honey. Can you come pick me up?
Play it safe with alcohol. If you plan on drinking, don't plan on driving.
With you here on We Digital as Algonquin looks to try and clean things up after 10 turnovers again in the first quarter of play. Keep in mind, this is a team without two of their key players for this week, and Deshaun McDonald, the first year, also was a part of the first team all division, as well as a rookie, as well as Janica Clausen. Outside to start things off, Lyons for three. Lyons has had that stroke for parts of this week. That's her second triple in the past 2 days. Niagara, meanwhile, going to the post again. Up and under, no good. Second chance picked up. Shot clock with 9 stolen away. Now taken ahead by Moore. Moore stops, locks, pops. Can't get the lucky roll. Ever picks it up off the deflections. Moved up this time by Malixi. Wayne tries to pass it behind and spinning around just out of the reach of Malixi as the style points lead to the turnover. And we talked about touch bit there with the award so far for Christopher Rayo. A stellar campaign again. The Coach of the Year, as well as the CCAA's Coach of the Year nominee for OCAA competition this year. His team leads by 6. 1 minute into the second quarter. Niagara takes it back up after the steal. The quick passing. Bosma, the bounce, yes! Jessica Bosma right there for the bucket. And now the trap comes back into play. Soft trap, nearly deflected away. Last touch by Niagara. Just out the reach of So on the pass attempt as well. One of the top positives for that quarter was they were able to get 4 of their 5 starters on the score sheet. Lyons 2, Hurst 2, Moore 2, 1 for Lasso. Moved ahead now, approaching 90 seconds of the quarter, knocked away instead and out of bounds for an inbound for Niagara. On the floor once again for Niagara. Wayne lining alongside Mitchell, lined up as well with Malixi. Rounding to 5 currently with Bosma. Once again with Molly Taylor. Long jump shot. Bounces out the back of the rim. Rebound ripped away by Hurst. Moore keeping the pace. Tidy and calm for now for Algonquin. They've stuck with this play and stuck with this tempo much of the week. Back around for Hurst. Hurst, jump shot, mid-range, too strong. Second chance, picks it up on the up and under, rolls it in. Hurst right there to put it back on in. And offensive rebounds have been one of her main points all week. 3 offensive rebounds this game now. She nearly gets a defensive one as it's knocked out of bounds instead. Niagara ball. Off the right hand of Hurst inside the paint. Finds some space once again outside of the arc. Niagara cutting inside. Just off the bottom of the rim. Mitchell picked up inside some traffic and a whistle called against Niagara. Second personal going towards Mitchell. being the first team foul. And more substitutions come in. For the first time this week, it's Olivia Krieger. Once those coming in, she'll be joined by McKenna Jackson, who's seen a fair bit of playing time during the comeback attempt yesterday. Jackson immediately tries to strip it away, try to force the backcourt. Instead, Algonquin moves it ahead. 14 still on the shot clock for Hurst. Looking to find the long way around first base. No. Moved ahead now by Niagara. Alexi. Moved out for Mitchell, wide open for three. Yes. Jared Mitchell again with space. And Algonquin breaks the trap. Largest lead of the game so far. Around this mark, 9 points several times so far by Niagara. Down low Lions. Contested shot from the post. No. Ahead now by Malixi. Over to Mitchell. Waits as it's passed back over to Malixi. Malixi tries to bounce it. Instead, kickball violation called against Algonquin. 12 still on the shot clock. Reset to 14 as a result. And when it comes to Niagara, keep in mind, they've had a couple strong scores. Holting with 5, Bell with 4. Jump shot doesn't fall. Picked up by Lions right under the hoop. 6:30 to go in the first half of play. Moved around off the swing of the pass. Quickly stolen away again. This time Mitchell there. Moved ahead. Up the floor. Jackson. Jackson, the right hand, bounces in. Kenneth Jackson showing a bit of the wheels to move it up the floor. And now for the first time today, Niagara up by double digits. Quickly swatted out of bounds. Substitution drawn in again, this time by Algonquin as the Wolves bring Robert back on into this one. See some of the faces along that sideline. The tension starting to build. What it has been an up and down game for both sides shooting, but Niagara with the momentum swings more so. Now moved up now for Hurst. Pass to the corner. Long three, no good from the corner. Rebound inside, still 6 on the shot clock inside, no good. Robert. Niagara looking to take advantage, continue to build up a run. Long swing, Mitchell cuts right. Switch over for Lions defense, misses the rim. Algonquin gives it back to their point guard for the week in Moore. Moore tries to spin it around in a circle. Cesar. Wait for the screen, gets it from Robert. Robert, soft pick and roll. Now back over to Hurst, low post. Swatted away by Jackson, but 4 still on the shot clock. And that's one thing that's been noticed throughout the game. With those steals seen in the first, 5 in fact, by Niagara, they have been not afraid to swing at and reach towards that ball to take it away. Force turnovers, especially in the midst of traffic. Hurst, no good from the low post. Mitchell, bullet pass up. Alexi, back over to Bosma, jump shot, no. Robert right there to clean up the glass again, halfway through the second quarter. Lions, 101, goes for the long mid-range, doesn't draw the iron. And once again, right there for the rebound is Niagara. 3-on-2 inside, Bosma, no. Moved up by Moore, gives it over to Lions to her left. Lions avoids one reach. Pressure coming from behind Moore, finds some space down low. Robert right there for the silver platter assist. More credit on the assist there with the bounce in the layup. Shoots the gap back down to 9. To respond back, it's good. Krieger, the first-year player from St. Catharines with the bucket. Lead is up to 12 now by Niagara. Lions taking her time. Double team now towards the outside. Around for Hurst. Hurst for the 3. Moore. She's not taking too many this week. No good. Again, right there to clean up Jackson. Setting things up at the point spot, Mitchell. Swinner back outside again for Malexi. Bosma sets up high post. Over top, Lyons draws contact. She'll go to the line to shoot for 2 for the first time. Lyons with a personal. 3:52 to go in this first half here on Weed Digital. 26-14 the score before the trip. And now it'll be Lasso coming alongside in with Barr. But Bosma, so far, just the 2 points up on the board for her, but as well has been there for some rebounds. 3 total in the first 10 minutes alone. And makes the free throw there. When it comes to Bosma, 87.5% for her on the season for the Stripe. In her 7 total starts in regular season play, picked up just under 5 rebounds per game. Also picked up about almost an assist per game. No good on the second. Algonquin rebound. Slowly moved on ahead by Algonquin, cutting left. Back out to Moore. Moore looking to try and drive it. Try to float it instead. Bounce its way off. A bit of a deflection for the bucket. Off the initial block attempt. Barr right there to put it in inside to respond back. Russo looks to pass it around. Gets it to Muxie again. Back to Wayne. Niagara working their way around the outside. Takes the mid-range shot instead. Picked up again by Robert. Approaching 3 minutes to go in this first half of play. Overtones starting to pop up for Algonquin compared to yesterday's performance. Drive inside, draws more contact. Bosma, her first. Just the second team foul for Niagara the quarter. Her first personal total, as more changes will bring Holtink on in. So once again to the stripe on this trip is Lasso. In the regular season, 75% for the stripe, as talked about earlier. But in regards to the momentum swings, discussed yesterday with Jimmy Parsons during the semifinal action, the second quarter was a strong one for Algonquin defensively against St. Clair. Similar pace has been shown here today in this quarter. That draws the reach. That time going against Niagara. Krieger caught for the personal. But for reference sakes, 33% for Algonquin yesterday in the second quarter. St. Clair shot 29% in that same quarter yesterday. Today, Niagara in the first quarter shot about 27%. Algonquin keeping things tight as that shot doesn't drop though. Russo nearly loses the ball, picks it back up off the deflection by the Wolves. Back down low on the swing, the post, good. Holtink puts it up with the right hand as Algonquin breaks the press. Still a 12-point advantage for Niagara, 2:23 to go in the second quarter. Moore bounces in, contested, doesn't draw the iron. Second chance with 8 on the shot clock, too strong again. Holtink again right there for the board. Wayne speeds it up. Alexi looks back over to Wayne. Keep an eye on the right side. There it is. Russo. Swung back again to the hot spot. Niagara's tried it all week there. Gets another from there. Krieger the triple. And the lead starting to go up about a point a minute for Niagara on average. Hard reach. Several swats in by Wayne. And that is the last foul for them to give of the quarter. 4 personals for Niagara. For her, that's personal 1. Back in the game is Bell, meanwhile. 7 points so far for Holtink as well. The second team All-West Division player. Picked up a few offensive boards as well this quarter. She sets up right under the key. Jump shot, good outside. Caesar with the bucket for 3. 12 points is the advantage now for Niagara. Under 90 seconds in the half. Russo, no good. Robert able to find some space to move it on ahead again. Caesar playing the point guard spot. Over to Moore. Waiting for the screen. Robert sets up the zipper. Pick the fade, the drive instead. the loop instead. The bucket is good. Madison Robert right there. 10 points. Now is the gap. Back down low inside. Bell from the traffic. Some space outside, not taken. Instead, they take the drive. No good. No box out. Second chance. 6 on the shot clock. Draws contact. Holtink to the line to shoot 2 again. This time, Robert called for her second personal. And a rare personal this quarter. Coach Ethan Company. Holtink, as mentioned, very active when it comes to the scoring today, has been one of the primary post options taken by Niagara in their squad. Compare that to yesterday, where Holtink had 8 points on 4 of 13 shooting, with the 8 rebounds. Second free throw does drop. Yesterday, she did not have a single make. 0 for 2 from that stripe. 36 seconds to go in the quarter. Algonquin going for 2 for 1. They'll go for 2 free throws. Time, some hard contact towards the swing. Will bring again. So to the stripe. Russo given her first personal there. And the first free throw with the lucky bounce. She's made 3 total points from this stripe this quarter. Looking still for a first make from the field. Second free throw doesn't go. Niagara now with the chance for the 2 for 1. They pick it up? No. 26 seconds to go in the quarter. About a 9-second difference. Shot clock and game clock. Bell cuts it in. Right side. No. Wayne the second chance. Shot clock still rolling for Russo off the front of the rim. Battle the rebound. Shuts the shot clock off. Algonquin gets it stripped away. Russo takes the 3 with a separation. No good. Algonquin looks to set things up. 2 seconds to go in the quarter. Will they go for the shot? Not in time. And as that one bounces to the green curtain, we'll bounce our way into halftime. Dominic Papa standing by with halftime coverage here on We Digital. You're watching the OCAA Women's Basketball Championships from Windsor. The bronze medal game, Niagara up 34-23.
RRSPs are a great start, but when you have a comprehensive plan that covers all of your life, you get a more sound, fulfilling retirement. Let us help get more out of your money so you can get more out of life. Investors Group. Invest in life.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex here in Windsor, Ontario. OCAA Women's Final Four basketball action. We're into the bronze medal game. One half has been completed, and the Niagara Knights have grabbed a 34-23 lead over the Algonquin Wolves. Of course, the other game that will be played tonight, our own St. Clair College Saints will take on the Humber Hawks. That game starting at 7:30 p.m. The assistant coach of the Saints, a little bit nervous. We'll get her okay. We'll get her settled down. But she's obviously getting game ready for this gold medal match. Amanda Milanis joins us. Thanks for doing this with us, Coach. And it's got to be exciting to get back to this. I mean, you were here a couple of years ago. You got to the gold medal game. You know what it's all about. It has to be a little bit different this time around.
Yes, we're definitely very excited to be here, especially back on our home court again. Just like in the past, we hosted provincials here, so it was awesome. We got the job done in regular season and went undefeated and deserve the right to host here at the Sportsplex. So we're definitely very excited. Like you said, we're hungry for that gold medal. In the past 2 years, we got the silver medal, so we're definitely hungry to get that gold.
Of course, getting back here is familiar territory. We know that. But a little bit different this year because the compact schedule, the Final Four instead of the 8 teams, things like that. Is there a change in the team than a couple of years ago? I know there's some different personnel. I don't mean it from that standpoint so much, Coach, but it's just a change of approach because it's a Final Four.
Yeah, so with the compact season, it was definitely you had to prepare a lot quicker for games. The turnover was really quick, so we finished with one team, and then we're back on the road or at home again against another team. So we really had to focus, buy in as a team, and I thought we did that really well this year. Like you said, we only had 4 returning players from our previous team, but overall, we really bought into the season. The players were great, listening to the coaches, and we were ready to go.
The competition, I want to talk about that because the competition, you being a former athlete and player, you know how important that is to have good competition. I think the OCAA's got tremendous teams, tremendous players this season, this year, and your playoff run right now up to this point. How well has it prepared you for this gold medal game tonight?
Definitely prepared us a lot. Over the regular season, we were in some tough games against Niagara when we went there. Even our playoff game against Fanshawe, it was a tight game. So we have been in difficult situations where we had to overcome a lot to get that win. And like I said, the team just bought in, listened to the coaches, and we were ready to go.
We have to talk about Humber a little bit here, Coach, because they're going to be a tough task. And we haven't seen them, which is a little strange in itself, because normally the Saints would play against Humber, but of course they switched conferences this year, so that makes it a little bit different in itself. But we know what they're all about. We've seen them play here last night. They're loaded. They have a very good squad. I know you can't go into any detail because we can't give the secrets away here. We don't know who's watching this, but just the same, if you can just fill us in a little bit how you think the girls are approaching it. And obviously you and Coach Melenis, your dad, and the 2 KISS coaches, Andrea and Coach Andy KISS. What's that communication been like, and are you specifically concentrating on any one thing?
Yeah, so definitely Humber is a great team and program. We've seen it over the years, and unfortunately we didn't get to play them in the regular season because they were on the other side. But like you said, we know how they play. We know their style of play. They have top players like Maya Campbell-Johnson, who we really have to focus on. Their point guard there, Kia Watt, who's an excellent player as well. So just kind of honing in on those players. Even Brittany English, she's a great player. Different role this year for her, but she's been playing well as a starting position. So just the key to this game is just defense, rebounding the ball, stopping the key players that I told you about, and the offensive end will get the job done. But the key to winning this game right now is just on the defensive end.
You mentioned some of the key players for the Humber Hawks, and I couldn't agree with you more, but I look at the Saints. Of course, we have the Kutsera twins, which we know what we're going to get from them. They're going to always play great. But I look at some of your young players, your first-year players that have maybe even surprised a few people. I don't know how you and the coaches feel, but I look at Shaylin Murphy, the Burton girl, even the one girl, the big tall girl.
Jessica
Polini, that's it. And I've been talking about her. I can't believe I went blank on that. But Jessica, I think her game has really evolved. So it's nice to see that. And how do you get them ready? Because this is big time for them. I mean, first-year players getting into something like that.
Yes. So I think the regular season prepared us, just being in those tight games, getting that experience. But they've never been here before, so it's going to be a new experience all around. But we're confident with those girls. Like Shaylin Murphy, she's a great point guard, one of the best in this league, I think. She can use her speed as an advantage. She's one of the quickest girls in our league. So just using her speed as an advantage here. Jessica Polini has really great footwork in the post and finishing in the post. So a key for her is just going up strong, not going into contact, but not fading away and going up strong and finishing the basket. And yeah, just we're looking forward for rookies to be in this experience this year.
Great experience for them, that's for sure. Great job this year, Coach, and good luck tonight. I appreciate you doing this. So, I told you it was going to be easy stuff. You did a great job as always, so we'll talk to you later.
Awesome, thank
you.
you.
All right, Amanda Melenis, the assistant coach of the St. Clair Saints. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll continue on with our halftime report. This is the OCAA 2022 Women's Final Four on We Digital Productions. On with our halftime report here at the St. Clair College Sportsplex. The Niagara Knights and Algonquin Wolves battling for a gold or a bronze medal. I apologize. Bronze medal. Yeah, I'm sure we do. There's Jessica Bosma. That's why she's a veteran. She took care of the old reporter here. Appreciate that, Jessica. Jessica Bosma from the Knights joins us. Quick thoughts about that first half, Jessica. You come out with a 11-point lead there.
Yeah, I would say that I'm happy with how we played. The effort is there. There's just a small little rotations on defense that we're missing. We're missing a drop, and that drop is allowing them to get too many offensive boards. Like, they had 7 offensive boards, and our team is not known for giving up that many second chances. So that's one thing we have to clean up. And then we're taking good shots. They're just not dropping, but they're going to eventually. So I'm confident going into the second half.
One of the vets on this team, Jessica, obviously you want to win. You, like you said, like to be playing for a gold. Yeah. It's a bronze, which is still a great accomplishment. But the loss last night, how do you think your team has reacted here today and preparing for that? And obviously coming out with a lead is a good sign.
Yeah. Honestly, this group of girls is the best group I've ever played with. They're young, but I've never played on a team that has that much fight in them. Like, they're never, ever willing to give up. Like, I've been playing basketball my whole life, and they're still picking me up sometimes when I'm getting discouraged. So I would say we were disappointed with the outcome. Like, you have to be, really, because we came for gold. We didn't get that, but we picked each other up. Like, we're a family. We spend like 2 or 3 hours a day together, right? So yeah, I was so proud of us, and I think that we're confident going into the bronze medal game.
Quickly, second half, what's going to be key for you to secure this win?
Like I said before, we need to clean up our defensive rotations. We're playing very good individual defense. Like, there's no player that's like just going off on us, but it's the playing defense as a team that we really need to clean up. Like, just the help is there, but we need the helper spot to kind of tune in and drop as well.
Best of luck. Appreciate your time, and thanks for helping me out.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Jessica Bosma of the Niagara Knights. Good second half. We'll continue on. I want to get my other player here, and Sydney Moore from the Algonquin team. Thanks for hanging in there with us, Sydney. And I want to ask you first about this. Okay, you got the one long leg and the one short leg on the shorts. Okay. Well, I'm an older guy. We get curious about these things. Is there something about that, or is it just like the way you like your uniform?
Yeah, I've always kind of worn it like that. I always tucked the left side in for some reason since I was an atom, and it just kind of stuck. So.
Oh, hey, it makes you unique, that's for sure. Talk to me about that first half, Sydney. Obviously, this team's been challenged in so many ways, not only on the court but off the court. Even Coach McLean now unable to be here. I'm so impressed with this squad. It's a good, young, resilient group. But what did you think of that first half?
I think the first quarter we were a bit shaky going into it. We only have 7 girls, and a lot of us are playing out of position. I normally don't play the point. We have a lot of posts that are playing the guard. I think we need to calm down a bit on offense. We had a lot of potential turnovers there, and we're getting a bit lazy on defense, but we're spacing really well on my attacks. My teammates are finding spots to be open, and we're getting easy layups that way. So just be patient on our offense and box out on defense, I think.
Coach McLean, I talked to him yesterday, and he mentioned that he was so proud of this team, which I can understand, and he talked about the future for this team. This is a young squad, and you're part of that youth, and I just think the experience you're getting here, medal or not, is going to be so valuable for next year.
For sure. This is a year for growth. That's kind of how we looked at it. We had a short season to begin with. We blend really well together as a team. We feed off of each other's energy. Obviously, we're missing our point guard. We're missing a big boost of energy, Jen, and our entire coaching staff. But I think with everything that we've had this week, we just kind of focused. We all have a common goal, and we're just kind of trying to build on next year.
Speaks volumes about the character that's on this team, Sydney, and you're part of it. So I'm going to say congratulations already, because it's a great accomplishment what you guys have done getting here, playing as hard as you have, and certainly not at all, bowing your heads and looking for something. You guys are a class act. Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for doing this with us. Get out on the court and take care of that. All right. Sydney Moore of the Algonquin team. Pretty special team. I like that group. They're going to be pretty good next year, that's for sure. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it's the call of the second half. Justin Prince will have all the action for you. This is the OCAA 2022 Women's Final Four on We Digital Productions.
Taking a look now as the coaches discuss things, as we're just moments away from the start of the third quarter here on We Digital. Justin Prince with you. More coverage of the bronze medal game for the OCAA Women's Basketball Championships. The final four teams battling it out here today for all the hardware and medals for the campaign. When it comes to Niagara, once again, they were able to help extend their gap by an additional 2 points compared to the end of the first quarter. But it's worth noting when it comes to the fans coming in the stands, plenty have made the trip down Highway 401 to the Rose City. Plenty cheering on Niagara's squad. You also have fans circulating in to cheer on Humber later today as they take on St. Clair in the gold medal matchup. Keep in mind when it comes to the respective sides that it was Darren Holtzink who led the way in scoring 9 points, 6 rebounds for Niagara. Meanwhile, Algonquin, exactly the same field goal percentage totals, nearly the identical free throw totals, and nearly the identical three-point totals compared to yesterday against St. Clair. They watched the first miss of the quarter by Niagara as we're underway for the third quarter. Moved up once now by Algonquin. Moore. Swings it about on the outside, back inside, stolen away on the pass. Moved up now by Harrison. Harrison loses the dribble up to Rousseau. Rousseau helps reset towards the top. Holtzink to the corner. The drive, Harrison finds some space, can't get it to go. Moved up now by Lyons. Slows down the pace and gets it stripped away. Lexus Bell gets the steal. In the first minute of play, both teams still looking for their first made bucket. Niagara can't get it on the first attempt. Holtzink again on the glass. Second drive. Bosma front rim again. Rebound picked up this time by Hurst. Hurst in the first half of play, 4 rebounds total from the first quarter. By the end of the second quarter, she was up to 6. Here comes Lyons on the drive. It's good. Lions with the team high 7. And Niagara lose possession. They'll go back the other way here. And a mistake in regards to the inbound sequence, as that ball had been tossed possibly as they were crossing the baseline line, and a travel right back regardless. So Algonquin reduced the gap back down to 9, and when I mean the field goal totals were the same as yesterday, in yesterday's matchup against St. Clair, they went 2 for 15 in the first quarter, 6 for 18 in the second from the field. They went 2 for 15 in the first quarter and 6 for 18 in the second quarter in this game for the bronze medal. The difference, 3 made free throws compared to what they scored in the first half yesterday. No good. Second chance does draw whistles. It will be Hurst who draws her first personal. That will bring Bosma to the stripe. 1 for 2 in the first half of play from the free throw line. Had 4 total rebounds in the first 20 minutes. She makes the first of 2. Niagara as a whole, solid throughout the day from the stripe at 7 for 9. Now make it 8 for 10. Their trip so far. Trap starts to come back in now by Niagara. Algonquin. Miles on the sideline as they're starting to force some miscues. Bosma with her second. Team's first of the quarter. 7:42 to go in the third. 36-25 Niagara. Here on We Digital Productions, Justin Prince with you. This is the bronze medal matchup. 2022 edition of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championships. Moved up now by Moore. Moore, floater, good. her first made shot from the field. And Moore looking to try and get more like that. Traffic inside for Bosma, double teamed. Trying to pass it away, just gets it off to Bell. 11 on the shot clock, extra passes for the three, doesn't drop. Rebound nearly picked up by Hurst, instead contact, and they say Niagara basketball. So an inbound coming with a fresh 14 now for the Knights. It's a little bit of a delayed stoppage here when it comes to sure things are ready to go. And a quick bounce immediately, and they've done it again. That's the second miscue on the inbound going over the baseline. This time it does draw a personal with Bosma trying to get space down said line. And now the foul starting to build up for Niagara. Moore, 14 on the shot clock, gets deflected. Taken away by Niagara once more. Moved up now for Russo. Russo waits for some space. No whistle, picked up in the paint for the jump ball. Possession arrow Algonquin. And the Wolves starting to gain some momentum. Substitution coming in this time for Niagara in Jackson. As Chris Barreo looks to discuss things with Bosma on the side. And keep in mind, this game has not had really any timeouts taken. Russo takes the ball, and she'll go to the stripe to shoot two. Lions call for the personal for her second. So far, when it comes to Russo, she's been active when it regards to steals. 3 steals in the first half alone, picking up a 4th right there. 2 total points from the stripe. 0 for 7, though, from the field. And that's her first miss from the stripe. Also has a team-high 3 assist total plus so far with a block. That time, both miss, but the rebound picked up by Niagara. The second chance is good. Harrison puts it up, and Harrison's on the board for her first 2 points. Taken up by Algonquin, and pressure from behind in the backcourt. That time Jackson called for the personal. Jackson's first. 3 team fouls already for Niagara this quarter. 2 so far for Algonquin. The opening 3.5 minutes. Moore sizes up left. Over to Lions, cutting to the left again. Lions over top 2 defenders, can't get it to roll. Rebound picked up by Holting. Moved ahead by Niagara once again by Harrison. Outside to Bell. Bell looking for some spacing, can't get it, stolen away. Moved up by Algonquin the other way. The Euro step and the drive, it's good. Cesar again with the bucket. Just past 4 minutes into the quarter. Starting to get to a teeter-totter formation in the first few minutes of this quarter. To break the teeter-totter, it's good. Russo's got 5 this game. Her first bucket from the field, and it's stolen away on the inbound. Russo right there to put it in. And just as Algonquin was starting the teeter-totter at 9 to 11 points around, they've had back-to-back turnovers. Bell brings it up. Russo to the left. Russo over top. The defense has 7 straight points from the field. Timeout Algonquin. And that's the first timeout used this entire game. 5:13 to go in this quarter. And so far, Niagara has built up a run just on turnovers this frame alone. Let's take a look at some of the women's basketball awards featuring the players you'll see throughout today's action, including Defensive Player of the Year in Holting, showing some of that performance for the West Division. They also have Harrison, who is the Rookie of the Year for the West Division, with her stellar performances for Niagara's Knights. Then the East Division Coach of the Year is mentioned, not able to coach today due to protocols for Algonquin. Jamie McLean helping bring his team back to the Championship 4. The East Division Defensive Player of the Year and Player of the Year you'll see in the gold medal matchup. That is Campbell Johnson, who has had a stellar season. Yesterday alone, 30 points, 18 rebounds. And don't forget about the Coach of the Year is also a nominee. to stop this run in its tracks. Inbounded in. Trying to break the trap is Hurst. About 3-4 seconds to work with. Get it across now. Izzard swing it around, back around the top. Hurst looking to go up and under for the drive. It's good. And that stops the 7-0 run, all from forced turnovers. Russo. Swung back around the outside. Russo again cuts it back out. For the pass to Jackson, back to Russo again. Trying to keep it around the outside, forcing some jumps. Mitchell getting some space on the arc. Instead contested jump shot, no good. Picked up inside by Robert. Robert lined up on the floor alongside Moore, joined alongside for this possession. Set things on up as these are. You also have on the court currently the drive. Hurst, no good on the bucket. Round 5 is Lasso. Moved up now by Russo. Again, open for space. This time not taken for the 3 by Mitchell to the other corner. Jackson on the bottom of the backboard. Play continues with about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter here in Windsor. Algonquin, 8 points scored so far this quarter for them. And look for some screens, the pick and roll. Robert gets the lucky roll. Robert approaching double-double status now. Continues to add points, 6 points now, approaching double-digit rebounds and a whistle for the other direction. Let's take a look at Holtink, as mentioned. A stellar campaign, including the West Division Second Team All-Star nomination. Holtink been a big part of this team as well throughout this week. She'll stay on the floor after the whistle. Now Algonquin will set things on up. That time the personal going against Holtink for her second. 12-point advantage still by Niagara, stolen away this time by Mitchell. Mitchell, the bounce pass. And the foul drawn to the line will go Malexi, and Moore with her third personal. And immediately making her way towards the sideline as Barr along the lines coming on in for substitutions. So this will set up a trip to the stripe, as mentioned, for Jessica Malexi, the second-year eligible player from Mississauga, Ontario. Malexi, 87.5% of the regular season from the stripe. Set up now for the second free throw after the bounce around. Here comes Malexi as well. Another defensive side for the rebounds. Has also picked up some decent shots this tournament. Moved up now after the 0 for 2. Lions trying to hook it around. Instead draws the whistle to go to the line to shoot for 2. And Holtink may get in foul trouble if this is on her. They've given it to Taylor instead. So Molly Taylor will be given her first personal. And now, in the bonus for the rest of the quarter are the Wolves, as the first is no good from Lions, a 62.5% free throw shooter in 2022 play. Second does drop, and we'll see if the teeter-totter gets rebuilt now, or if the teeter-totter ends up going a different way. Moved around for the three-pointer. Mitchell, no good. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Sizing up now are the Wolves. Losing the ball again. Down the side. Stolen away again by Mitchell. Moved around outside. Malexi, the pass to Russo. Wide open for 3. Too short. Chases down her own miss, however. Malexi for 3. She's good. Malexi stretches the gap up to 14. Approaching 2 minutes to go. Another steal. Down towards the post this time. The 2-on-1 in the key. No dice on the defensive side. Yes, dice for the offensive. Algonquin starting to struggle when it comes to the ball control. This time, Lyons just avoids the block. Too strong on the three, and Algonquin kicks it out. Hurst back in. And more substitutions as a result. Let's take a look at the last play, and you see right here an easy attempt. That time, an attempt to try and get the charge by Algonquin initially from Cesar, but before that mark, it was Niagara who was able to pass it to the error player setting up to the right for the bucket on the drive. Meanwhile, after the jump shot, the jump ball brings both players down to the court. That will stay. That end for the second chance and a fresh 14. Minute 37 to play with here. And Moore is now being brought back in. You see at the scorer's table, will get that signal to come in. She'll move back to the point guard spot. And one of the main things emphasized again is the foul trouble. That's something that will have to be thought about in these late stages. Jump shot no good. Third chance does draw a whistle. And that is the foul to give for Algonquin. And after the traffic, it will be Holting to the strike. Foul goes to Barr for her first personal. It's up to 4 total personals as a group for the Wolves this quarter. Amongst those coming back on in for this sequence is Bell. As the first drops on in so far for Holting, 10 points. Has also, as talked about, picked up a few steals this quarter. It's been in the lane, helping with the rebounding efforts quickly. That time, the second free throw doesn't drop. Now she immediately goes to try and help with this pressure. Moore just gets it across. Moved up now for Algonquin. Lions no good inside. Tapped up for the rebound. Moved up by Bell. Bell up the right wing. Outside, Maliksi for another 3. No. Minute 10 to go in the third. 17 points is the advantage now for Niagara. 51-34. Moore, smothered on defense. The Lions up top. The double team comes up to Lions. She cuts to the left. Pass back out. Nobody's there. Taken away again by Mitchell. Mitchell to the other end for the bucket. Largely the game now. 19 points in progress for the Knights. To trim it back down. Good off the back rim and in. Hurst. Hurst on that pressure, able to drop it on in. Down to the final 25 seconds of the quarter, about a 9-second difference again. Shot clock and game clock. The bounce around, no good. Shot clock now off. Algonquin looking like they want the last shot of the quarter. Moore gets it across the timeline. Hard screen up top. Opens up some space for the cut. Stripped away again from behind. Bell with 5, with 3. Inside, Maliksi at the buzzer gets it. And after 30 minutes of play, Niagara with another run to end the quarter. They lead 55-36. You're watching We Digital from Windsor, Ontario. 10 minutes to go in regulation. Welcome back, everyone, to We Digital Productions and its coverage of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championships. This is the bronze medal matchup. Niagara so far is up by 19, entering the fourth quarter of play. One of the top players to keep an eye on for this fourth quarter has been Holtink all night long. She has been on the glass. She's been there helping with the pressure defensively. And she's 1 rebound away from a double-double in this one. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal total. Compare that to Algonquin. Their leading scorer is a tie between Hearst and Lions. However, these are, along with more, 7 turnovers apiece. LaSalle with 5 and 4 for Lions. 26 total turnovers. 12 of them came in the last quarter. That led to the late runs for Niagara. Algonquin looking for a run back. Just 11 shots from the field as a result of a turnover situation. They shot 54%, however, as a positive. They look to try and keep up the efficiency, but look to limit the turnovers in the fourth. Underway. Starting things off Moore. Looking for some movement, gets some screens with Robert, cutting left, loses the dribble, nearly stolen again. Moore inside the arc for the jumper, gets it to drop. Sydney Moore with 4 points this game. Make that 6 with the 4 previous in the past 3 quarters. Meanwhile, the jump shot doesn't draw the iron as the air ball goes out of play. Well, Rousseau, so far tonight, has been a stellar part of the defense for Niagara. 9 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and a block. Despite the 3 of 12 shooting, free throw line's been a big part of that offensive production, as well as the triple. Moore, meanwhile, gets things ready for the double screen. Gets 1 screen, passes it off on the second attempt. No good on the jump shot. Second chance picked up. Robert outside to Moore, cutting to the left again, through a double. And this time we'll go to the line to shoot 2 after the squish. And blocking foul is the call once again, going against Niagara. This time goes to Harrison for her first, as the first free throw does not fall. Moore before that trip was 2 for 2 at the stripe as a team 6 for 10. Algonquin has been tonight. 9 for 16 for comparison with Niagara. The second drops. And so far, the Knights in the first minute have yet to get on the board this quarter. Not going to change that now. Outside Mitchell for 3 off the front of the rim. And picked up again. Moore passes it into traffic, intercepted by Mitchell. Passed along to the corner again. Slow back down by Maliksi. Mitchell cradles and passes Harrison to Mitchell. Over again to Bell. Bullet pass to Christopher Rayo and out of bounds. And a rare turnover, 7 total entering the fourth quarter for Niagara. Despite that, Christopher Rayo with the thumbs up after that inbound play. Robert. Bounce pass, Hurst tries to use the pivot foot, cuts left. Back around the swing to the outside to the low post, Robert. Robert looking to pass it away, has some options outside, tries to get it off, does pass it with 6 on the shot clock. The floater rejected. Second chance, rejected again. Dive for the ball, picked up by Holtink. There's the double-double. 10th rebound for her on the night. Here comes Niagara to the outside. Bell to the inside. Knocked out of her hands and out. And that will bring Lions back on in for Algonquin. Take a look at the multiple blocks here. This is after the initial trap attempt with Robert trying to get herself out of the low post and out of the double team with Bell on the assist. But right here, block 1 comes in from Mitchell. Block 2 comes from the left hand of Harrison before the battle for the rebound picked up by Holtink. And a quick whistle on the initial inbound attempt, so they will try this again. So Jay Lyons giving her 3rd personal during that sequence. No time burned off the clock in that. Holtink back along inside, doesn't get the roll. And sometimes the rim says no. Harrison not able to get that one to fall for her second made shot. Lions pressured up top again. Algonquin looking again for some screens. Trying to get one, doesn't draw any contact on said screen. Lions open for three, over top base swing, no good. Mitchell right there for another board. 7:21 to go in the fourth quarter, 55-39, Niagara the score. And back to the line will go the Knights. Result of the contact. This time it will be Mitchell again to the free throw line. As now Mitchell with 10 points on the night coming into this trip. Hurst with 2. Team second personal. Wayne will come on in after this trip to the stripe. And she has been incredible steal-wise. First one bounces about. Now we're getting ready to shoot for one. 5 steals in the first 3 quarters alone. More steals picked up in the first couple minutes of the quarter alone. And a second made free throw puts her 1 for 2 of the night there. White, or rather Wayne, come on in with Krieger. As the Knights in their white jerseys will set up on defense. 56-39. Now the advantage for Niagara. 3 minutes into this fourth. Here on Wheat to Joe, Justin Prince with you. And another steal. Holtink this time. Coast to coast with the right hand again. More pressure on the inbound. Nearly turned over to Moore. Instead brought up by the Wolves. By the guard, shooting guard. Passed again to the outside. Hurst. Baseline pass. Corner. Lasso no able to draw the rim again. Moved up again by Wayne. Wayne looking to sprint around. Throws it over top for the 3 bell. Off the mark. Hurst there for the rebound and another whistle. This time Bell with her first personal. Second team foul of the quarter. And more changes. Let's take a look at the previous sequence. Right there. Able to get right in front of Lions for the quick step and a half ahead. And then she uses the speed to put it in. Keep in mind when it comes to Holtink, 6'1" from Fenwick, Ontario. And another miscue after that, setting up now Niagara the chance on offense once more. Pump fake drawn by Krieger. Moved again, Holtink. Not able to draw that one. Another steal from behind. Wayne again there. Outside again for 3. Harrison, no good on the back rim. And the turnover struggles continuing for the Wolves. This started off in the final moments of the third quarter. And it's carried over for the past 4.5 minutes almost in quarter 4. This time no turnover. Shot on the line. Long 2. No good. Picked up Holtink again. Moved up by Bell. Cross court again. Harrison. Wayne sizes up. Gets some separation. Off to Bell. 10 on the shot clock with 5:25 to go in the fourth. Takes the mid-range J. Again, just short. Lines right there. Moore. Moved around to the post. Low side. To the right of the cup and bounced around for the turnover again. Holtink there to help with the swat attempt. Moved up now for Holtink. Holtink over top traffic, yes. Holtink now with 14 points on the night. As mentioned, the double-double in effect. Hurst, guarded by Harrison now. Tries to go high post, right towards the double team. Back outside, the 3. Good. Moore. Her first 3 of the night. Moore now up to 10 points total. 60-42, 4:28 to go in quarter 4 as that one's knocked it about back the other way. The bench is starting to be cleared a bit. Let's take a look at Harrison. As talked about with her stellar campaign, she'll take the chance to breathe as she's a West Division first-team All-Star and was a member of the rookie team this year. One has been an intriguing year with 2020's situation. And in turn, Niagara looking solid for a second bronze medal in the past 3 contested seasons. Down low, good. The interesting mark of that, though, is that, remember, Niagara trailed by more than this yesterday around this mark and closed it in to within 4. Algonquin looking to find a miracle there. No good from the shot. Kept alive this time by Taylor, taken away by Algonquin off the save. Moved up for coast to coast for the layup. The gap is down to 14 all of a sudden. And the Wolves starting to pounce. Russo. Moved off to Wayne, back to Russo. Moved outside for the 3 again. This time swish. Krieger. Krieger's got a couple of those triples. That's her 3rd of the night already. Algonquin, next stoppage, already signifying the potential of using a second timeout. We'll see if they stick to it. Screen set for the pick and roll. Robert inside, can't get the bounce. Battle of the rebound picked up by Bosma in traffic. With under 3 minutes to go, Niagara looking to close it out for the Bronze. Jump shot, too strong. Russo can't keep it alive. And there is the timeout signal confirmed. Algonquin takes their second timeout of quarter 4. Remember, at about 7:30 p.m. tonight, it will be the gold medal matchup between Humber and St. Clair. Humber looking for their first gold medal since their four-peat at the end of the 2010s. That mark put them towards what has been a stellar campaign in their program. St. Clair looking for their first gold medal since the mid-2000s. Catch the action, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on We Digital. Christopher Rayo making some quick adjustments to help close it out. 63-46 the score for the Knights over the Wolves. As Algonquin, as discussed in fair length throughout the week, shorthanded without McDonald, one of their top players, including their main point guard and one of their key guards, and Clausen as well throughout the week. As well as without their head coach for today for the bronze medal game, have done a stellar job to keep it as close as it's been, to give them credit. If it hasn't been for the turnovers, you have to wonder if this would be much tighter with how they've been able to force misses when Niagara's had the ball. Now the Wolves look to finish their season strong and look to see if they can find a Rose City miracle. Whistle against Niagara this time up the court. Called this time against Wayne, her second. Couple fouls now to give for Niagara total. We'll set things up once again with Lions. Taking their time to find a shot. Down to the low post. Robert over top the defense. And the gap is back down to 15 again. Nearly swatted away on the pass, low post. Taylor, some separation. Doesn't get the bounce. Now rebound again. Ripped down by Moore this time. 2:07 to go. Looking for the screen again from Lions. Pick and roll. Can't get it to Lions. 10 on the shot clock. Looking for more movement. Lions taking her time with the screen. Goes for the fade instead. The drive. No good, too strong. And that hurts the chances of a miracle comeback. Niagara looking for what could be a dagger here. Outside. 3. No. Inside. Bosma. Jump ball. Niagara possession arrow and a fresh 14, 94 seconds away. And another substitution. Malixi back in. Hurst back in as well. That will bring Robert out. And for Niagara, as they go low post and get it stealed away, one of the big parts of their performances has been their ability to sustain runs throughout these past couple days. Christopher Rayo with a strong foundation through his coaching so far throughout his career after making his debut just a few seasons ago for the Ulster. Poked away, Algonquin steal. Niagara trying to get the jump ball down to the final minute. Hurst inside, draws contact, Basma, her fourth. That's the foul to give for Niagara. And one of the top players throughout the evening, as mentioned, Holtink in the double-double range with 14-plus points of the night. Active on the glass, active in the fourth quarter, in particular with the steals. Picking up a couple alone this frame. The steals a big part of this bronze medal charge by Niagara this year. Few possessions to go, 13-point advantage for Niagara. Looking to drain some clock now. Not taking the time to drain it. They go for the three, no. But they do get a fresh 14 for the putback. It goes in. And that should just about do it with Taylor. Moore brings it across half court. Just avoiding another steal. Looking down to the post, Hurst. Nearly poked by Taylor again. Sizes up mid-range. Jumper drops. 27.6 seconds left. Nearly stolen away. Is tapped out of bounds. They say it goes off Moore's hand and out. Still a 3-second different shot clock and game clock. As a couple more substitutions will close out the night. Niagara about to celebrate what will be their second bronze in 3 held seasons under the coaching staff led by Christopher Rayo. They swing the ball around. Jump shot Russo good. A big part of those runs in the third with that 7-point spurt. Algonquin running it down to close it out. Niagara wins the 2022 bronze medal in OCAA women's basketball. 67-52 the final score. And Holtink puts up a stellar run. 14 points, 12 rebounds, and a double-double effort. The Knights huddling up to help celebrate a stellar end to their year. More to discuss coming up in just a few moments, including the medal presentation for your bronze medal winners for 2022 competition. You're watching We Digital here in Windsor.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Good evening, sir. Where are you coming from?
I was just at a buddy's watching a game.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight?
I had a couple beers.
Thanks. Can I ask you to step out of the vehicle, please?
How many drinks does it take to impair your ability to drive safely? Having even just a few casual drinks can impair your driving ability to the point that you could lose your license for at least 3 days or more.
Hi, honey. Can you come pick me up?
Play it safe with alcohol. If you plan on drinking, don't plan on driving.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex here in Windsor, Ontario, the site of the 2022 OCAA Women's Basketball Final Four Tournament. Bronze game has just been completed. The Niagara Knights will take a medal home. They defeat the Wolves, the Algonquin Wolves, 67-52. Congratulations to the Knights, and also congratulations to the Wolves on an outstanding tournament, outstanding season for both those teams, and we wish them luck down the road. So that's one half of our broadcast done for the night. The next one is the big one. The winner of this one wins the gold medal. The loser takes home a silver medal, a good accomplishment. There's the game right there. The Humber Hawks, who are looking to get back on the top of the podium after an absence of the last couple of years. St. Clair trying to get there. They were defeated in the last 2 gold medal games by Fanshawe, so they want to stop that streak here tonight. It should be an outstanding game. We're expecting a pretty good packed house here at the Sportsplex. Game time will start at 7:30. That's when we will come back with our broadcast. You can see all the action live here on We Digital Productions, and we certainly do thank you for tuning in and hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I want to give a shout out to the crew here from We Digital for all their hard work, outstanding work all day long and even yesterday. And we've got one more game to bring to you, so we'll be ready for it. So that's the story up till now. Come back at 7:30, and we'll have more great OCAA women's basketball action for you. Until then, this is Dominic Papa wishing you a great night. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, everybody.